everybody, and welcome to Recipe Roulette, a cooking show where we
showcase our dairy-loving cat?
I thought it was have enough whiskey to make a portable sauce.
Wait. Show off our adorable mascot?
Sweat the onions like we're Richard Simmons?
No. I know.
What?
We're gonna choose a recipe book, open to a page at random, and make whatever it says.
That's totally a plan. But we're gonna keep everything else, right?
Of course.
Okay, Casby, you can stay. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Recipe Roulette. Tonight we're making...
We've got a cocktail and dessert recipe tonight. We're doing Mission Accomplished, and together with
my grandmother Shirley's chocolate mayonnaise cake out of the family cookbook notebook.
And the cocktail recipe is from the Complete Bartender, put together by Robin M. Feller.
Alright, so we're going to start showing them how to make the cupcakes. So while the cupcakes are cooking, they can make their drinks. So let's get over to the ingredients.
Okay, so for a chocolate mayonnaise cake, you will need a cup of sugar, 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, a cup of cold water, a cup of mayonnaise, teaspoon of vanilla, and if you've been watching this a while, yes, I did use the last of my vanilla bean, and so I bought actual vanilla extract. And 4 tablespoons of cacao powder. Okay, let's get this put together. Okay, so I'm going to first sift my first 3 ingredients twice. So I'm going to start with my flour. I don't have a sifter, but I've got a fine metal colander, which will work just as well. Since it is small, I have to do a little bit at a time. Get that all in there. Some more, excuse me. And this is going to aerate your ingredients, and once we get the sugar and the baking soda added together, it'll just help it to mix really well together. And if you have an actual flour sifter, of course you can use that. Might go a little bit faster. If not, I just like to tap it on with my hand like that.
Should add a little bit of sugar at this point. That way we can get a good mix.
Okay. And here's our sugar. Like it's snowing, which thankfully we have not seen in a very long time.
Yeah, I'd be worried if it was snowing in New Orleans.
It's happened occasionally, but very, very seldom.
baking soda at this point too.
I think the flour or the sugar is
a little bit too coarse for the sifter.
Yeah.
Alright, then I'll pull this out of the way and dump the sugar down in the bowl. And
okay, that's good.
Alright.
Like you're playing a percussion instrument.
Well, let's do it. Let's come back to this in just a second, and I'll do the magic snap.
You can't just like edit those parts, like the long bits out, right?
I know. Okay, I'll edit the long bits out.
What I figured you were going to do.
Alright.
Like there's other parts where like I'm not saying anything. I'm just standing here.
We'll trim it. Some more. You're just down to sugar.
Yeah.
You're just shaking the sugar. Oh, 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 oh.
Okay, so those are all nice and sifted. We're going to add the cold water, the mayo.
I will say, use mayo or mayonnaise. Do not use Miracle Whip. You do not want the tangy zip of Miracle Whip. You want just a plain mayo, or this will end up tasting funky the way I thought it was when I was a kid. But apparently, like, my grandmother made tons of these when I was a kid, but I'd always be like, nope, I don't want that. Whenever they found out there was mayonnaise in it, I was like, that's weird, no. And then a few years after I graduated college, so Graham was gone for about a decade at that point. My Uncle Greg was staying with us for a couple nights, and he was just like, you know what I want, Susan? I want chocolate mayonnaise cake. She's like, well, I've got the recipe. So she made that. It's the first time I actually had it, and I was just like, why wasn't I having this all the time when I was a kid? I just used to raid the big 5-gallon pail of molasses cookies.
Sweet. Okay, and then we got our vanilla and the chocolate powder, cocoa powder. And we're going to stir this up. I'm starting with just a spoon. That's also just to get the mayonnaise out. Probably going to switch to a fork to get everything well beaten at one point. You can smell the cocoa. It's really nice. Flour overflowing. Not really nice. So we're going to be making these into cupcakes. Of course, you can do it as a cake as well. And if you're doing cupcakes, I do recommend getting some silicone cupcake liners, as they are very handy to have, easy to clean, reusable just like your silicone baking mats, and yeah, go right in a cupcake pan just like a disposable one will. Benefit, of course, is less waste. Like I said, I'm going to switch over to a fork, get everything a little super well beaten. Use my fork to scrape off my spoon because you want as much cake batter goodness to stay in your batter and not hanging out on the spoon because that's boring. Use this to scrape the sides, make sure as much of my flour as possible is in there. And spoon might be easier to put into the cupcake batter, so if you started with a spoon, you can keep your spoon if you forgot and put it into the dishes already.
Or someone started licking the spoon clean.
Then you can get a new one. Okay, so batter's ready, and we're going to fill up our cupcake holders. Okay. Adding my batter to my cupcake holders. So I picked these up actually at IKEA. Get them I'm pretty sure just about any place that sells kitchen goods. If you're interested in silicone cupcake holders, to get a few more, I got some mismatched ones. For some reason came in a packet of 10. And so I filled up some other ones with, I'm not sure where I got the purple ones, these cute little teacup ones. These were a gift from a friend. Another benefit, these are really more sturdy than paper ones, so you can bring them right to your bowl. Less chance of making a mess all over your pan with your batter. So I'm doing these about 3/4 full. I'm probably going to go back through and add some more to all of them. But just to start with, to estimate how much you'll need for all of them. Those are mostly full. I'm going to go back through, add to some ones that are a little bit lacking. And since I only have a little bit of batter left, so I'm going to take the rest of my teacup holders and fill fill these up too. Like I said, you don't need a muffin tin to hold them safe. Okay, so 20 minutes in the oven at 350, and we'll see you back for the first bite.
Alright, for the mission accomplished, you're going to need vodka, grenadine, triple sec, and 1 lime cut into wedges. Also going to need a highball glass. What you're going to want to do is fill said highball glass full of ice. Got these new ice cube trays, so we can actually use our filtered water to fill our ice cubes. I'm not drinking that city water. Try to get the ice cubes actually into our glass. Alright, half a glass of ice. 1 shot of vodka, 2 shots of vodka, half a shot of triple sec, got a nice orange flavor in there, just a splash of grenadine. Squeeze 1 lemon straight into your glass. Squeeze the second lemon straight into that glass. And there you go. Mission accomplished. I'm going to give this one to Laura, get mine mixed up, and pop these cupcakes out of the oven, and we'll be having a first bite. So everybody, this has been done. We had to put, what, 5 more?
Yep, total for 25 minutes for cupcakes.
And let's dive into this.
The drink is good. A little tart. Bit of citrusy.
Yeah, it's really good. I think this is a good sign that says Grandma Shirley approves of you joining the family, because this is amazing.
Yeah, your grandmother knew how to make a good cake.
Alright. So, before I just start eating this on camera, next week we have a return to the Betty Crocker International Edition.
And stop.
Ranch style eggs, huevos rancheros,
What are the other options?
chili eggs with cheese sauce, and we've already made the rice and green chili casserole.
That is true. It was actually our very first episode.
It was. Wow.
Okay, yeah, though. How do you say that?
Huevos rancheros.
Next time on Recipe Roulette.
All right. Peace, everybody.
Bye, everybody.